it's John here, and welcome to episode 9 of Java Programming. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to add a random number generator to your program. So to start off with, we're going to make a new class. I'm going to call this random number generator. And then I'm going to start off with public static void main string args. And then to start off with, we're going to need we're going to need to make an object of a class. So this class is going to be random, the random class. So we're going to call this variable name rand, short for random, is equal to new random, and then it doesn't have any parameters. So we're just going to hover over it, import java.util.random, and then we're going to make a simple for loop. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, so this is going to give us, this loop is going to run 5 times. If you're wondering why I keep using for int I all the time, basically in math notation they represent an integer number as I. People also use, if they're using multiple for loops inside one another, so if they did this as well, you couldn't do for int I, so they would just do for int I j, and then they'd also, if they need to do it again, they just go k, etc, etc. But we only need one loop for now. Okay, so to get a random number, we're going to print it out, so system.out.println. Now if you're wondering how I keep typing this so quick, it's actually a feature in Eclipse. You just type sysout, and then you press Control spacebar, and then it automatically fills the rest in for you. Okay, so we just want to print out rand, so we want to call our random variable, and then say dot, and then say next int. And inside these circular brackets here, we just want to say 100. So this is going to give us a random value between 0 and 100. So if we click debug now, it's going to print out 5 random numbers, 86, 37, 74, 48, and 36. Okay, so, well, those could just be numbers that this class has printed out. How do we know this random? Well, if we press play again, well, we've got a different set of numbers. If we run again, different set of numbers, more different numbers. You get the point. It's always random. Okay, so what if we wanted to have a number generator between, let's say, 100 and 200? Well, this will always give a number from 0 to whatever number you put in here. So if you put 1,000,000 in here, it's going to give a random number between 0 and 1,000,000. So how exactly do we make it a number between 100 and 200? Well, it gets a little bit more complicated. Outside this for loop, we're going to need 2 variables, both integers. So we're going to say int max value is equal to 200, and then we're going to say int min value is equal to 100. Okay, we also need another variable inside this for loop by here. This just makes it more readable, so you can read the actual equation, so it doesn't get messed up with these brackets as well. Okay, so we want to say int and then random value. So this is going to be the end value after it's gone through the random number generator. So we want to say int random value is equal to min value. Then we want to do something called casting. Now casting basically means, for example, a double variable will not fit into an integer variable, because a double value is a decimal number, whereas integer is a whole number. and decimal numbers don't fit in integers. So casting from a double to an integer basically takes the double and then it just throws everything after the decimal point, and it just throws it into the trash can. Okay, so how do we cast? Well, first of all, we want to put circle brackets, and then we just want to put int. So if you're casting from double to int, to cast, you just put circle bracket, int, close circle bracket, and everything after this then will then be casted to an int. Now, everything inside a circular bracket is calculated first, then times and divided calculated next, and then plus and minus are then calculated after that. That's just basic math principles. Okay, so we want to have a circular bracket and a closed bracket. Inside that, we want to have another open circular bracket and closed circle bracket. So in our second nested circular bracket, we want to say max value minus min value, and just to make this more readable, I'm going to space these out. And then once you've done this, then inside these circular brackets, you just want to say minus plus 1, sorry, here. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now, before the nested circular brackets, we want to say rand dot next double. Now this is why we need the cast. That should be at times. So let's say this max value is 2 and this min value is 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1, plus 1 is 2. Rand.next double gives a random number between 0.0 and 1.0. So it could be 0.5, 0.99, 0.86, whatever. It's going to be a random decimal number between 0 and 1. Then it times whatever this double is by this integer, and when you do that you get a double back. So this is why we're casting from a double to an int, because we're storing this in an int value, and we wanted a random number between 100 and 200 that is an integer, so that's why we're casting. Okay, so if we clear out this system.out.println now and put in here random value and then press play, right, now we've got a random number between 104, 162, 135, 119, 190, and if we press play again, 158, blah 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 blah. It's always random. Thank you for watching. Please like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.